Tonight, in our coverage, U.S. President Donald Trump declares 25% tariffs on Canadian goods effective as early next month. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Elia Batul. Canada's Immigration Department has announced plans to cut 3,300 jobs over the next 3 years. The cuts will help save $15.4 billion in 5 years. The Department of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada says the reductions will align with lower immigration levels and funding. The department expanded during global crises like the pandemic, but temporary funding is ending. About 80% of job cuts will come from reducing temporary positions, while 20% will affect permanent employees. Unions are calling the move a devastating blow. They warn it will worsen immigration processing delays and impact families, businesses, and Canada's economy. Unions are urging the government to reconsider, citing a growing backlog and ongoing immigration challenges. New Democratic Party member and immigration critic Jenny Kwan says processing times for applications are severe and will likely worsen. U.S. President Donald Trump has warned of imposing 25% tariffs on Canadian and Mexican goods effective February 1st. Trump accused both countries of allowing fentanyl and illegal migration into the U.S. following his inauguration. Trump has outlined plans to overhaul U.S. trade. He pledges tariffs on global imports by creating an external revenue service to collect duties. Critics, including former advisor John Bolton, warned the move could spark a damaging trade war. Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly says these tariffs could trigger the biggest trade conflict between Canada and the U.S. in decades. Canada's Finance Minister Dominic LeBlanc says Canada is ready for any action. He says the government has had in-depth discussions with provincial and business leaders and unions. LeBlanc says Canada is ready to face the tariffs head-on. The tariffs could impact the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement, raising costs and disrupting trade flows. Canada has also prepared possible retaliatory actions. A U.S. Border Patrol agent has died after being shot in the neck yesterday at Vermont, near the Canadian border. Vermont State Police have confirmed the incident occurred around 3 p.m. local time. The unnamed agent was targeted during a traffic stop in Coventry. One suspect was killed and another was injured during the encounter. The shooting came just hours after U.S. President Donald Trump announced stricter immigration measures and declared a state of emergency on the southern border. Authorities, including the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security, are investigating the incident. Tech billionaire Elon Musk is under fire for performing a gesture similar to the Nazi salute. Musk was addressing supporters following Donald Trump's presidential inauguration. Musk called the election outcome no ordinary victory and a fork in the road of human civilization. Musk then thumped his chest and extended his arm upward. The move has received significant backlash. Critics, including journalist Owen Jones and Israeli media, liken it to a Nazi salute. The Anti-Defamation League is defending Musk. They say it is an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm. The group is urging for grace and unity during this new beginning. Musk is leading Trump's Department of Government Efficiency. He has been facing scrutiny recently over his alignment with far-right figures. He has also hosted Germany's far-right AfD party leader Alice Weidel on his platform X. Musk's companies have yet to comment. Gaza's civil defense reports 137 bodies have been recovered from beneath the rubble in Rafah alone since the ceasefire took effect. 97 of these bodies have been recovered from the southern city of Rafah. Mahmoud Basel, spokesperson of the Palestinian Civil Emergency Services, says bodies of 10,000 Palestinians still remain under the rubble. Bustle says at least 2,840 bodies have been melted by extreme fires, and there were no traces of them. At least 21 Palestinians have been injured in violent attacks by Israeli settlers on 2 villages east of Qalqilia in the occupied West Bank. Palestinian Red Crescent reports settlers set homes, vehicles, and shops ablaze in Funduk and Jinsafut. Thick smoke engulfed the areas. Witnesses report settlers were protected by Israeli soldiers as they stormed the villages. They brutally beat 12 Palestinians while 9 were affected by tear gas. Louis Tayem Al-Funduk's mayor describes the situation as tense, with sporadic gunfire further escalating fears. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians who were forcibly displaced from northern Gaza are now returning home. They are staying in makeshift tents on the rubble of destroyed homes. Israel's war on Gaza has killed at least 47,035 Palestinians. More than 111,091 have been injured. A Harvard Center for American Political Studies and Harris poll reveals shifts in the U.S. voter opinions on Israel's war on Gaza. 2,650 registered voters participated in the poll, which ran from January 15th to 16th. The poll shows 21% of Americans support Hamas's retaliation against Israel. Among Democrats, 75% back Israel, while 25% support Hamas. For Republicans, 81% are in favor of Israel, while 19% side with Hamas. The highest Hamas support comes from groups aged 25 to 34 years of age. On the recent ceasefire deal, 82% of respondents supported the truce. 57% participants credit President Donald Trump's team for the agreement. 43% attributed to former President Joe Biden. Kingston, Ontario has declared a food insecurity emergency as 1 in 3 households struggle to afford food. Public health data reveals a sharp rise in food insecurity across the region and Canada. The shortage is causing mental health problems, especially in children. Dietitian Raquel Mather says families are skipping meals and parents are sacrificing their own to feed kids. Martha's Table, a local meal program, has seen a 300% increase in demand since the pandemic. It is now serving babies and toddlers as well. Executive Director Rhonda Candy calls the situation heartbreaking. Kingston joins Toronto and Mississauga in urging provincial action. Kingston Councillor Greg Ridge has shared personal memories of growing up with food insecurity, describing it as a lasting burden. He demands higher social assistance, more school meal funding, and a guaranteed basic income. Ridge hopes this declaration sparks government action and voter attention ahead of elections. 2 Calgary sisters, Noor and Aya Barahim, have been proudly wearing the hijab for over a decade, despite challenges. For the Barahim sisters, hijab is a personal and empowering choice. The hijab symbolizes modesty and humility in Islam. It sometimes draws comments. The sisters share how people suggest they would look better without it. They say they confront misconceptions head-on and address discrimination when it's safe to do so. The sisters say wearing the hijab as kids made them feel different, but they believe it has strengthened their personality and resolve. Both sisters are black belt karate practitioners, and they credit their faith and hijab for shaping their values and resilience. The sisters teach karate in Calgary, continuing to inspire confidence and pride. For the Barahim sisters, the hijab is a daily reminder of their faith and inner strength. That's all from our Toronto studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News Canada. We are a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetworktv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV.